Alright guys, so we are here for the beginning of my end of the year series, beginning of the year series, whichever. I think I'm going to go with end of the year series here, where I'm going to go through kind of the top 10, different Dokkan units of various things. This will be a series of videos, right? So what we'll do is today's video is the top 10, basically banner units that aren't, DokkanFest exclusive or LR. I'll do a top 10 DokkanFest exclusives one, top 10 summonable LRs, top 10 free-to-play LRs, and then I'll also do these two I meant to originally just do free-to-play units, but I realized that, the top 5 was, all going to be free-to-play LRs, so I split, top 10 free-to-play units into top 10 free-to-play units and top 10 free-to-play LRs. Believe it or not, there are actually a lot of pretty good free-to-play LRs that are really decent, can really help out in Super Battle Roads and things. And when I was, sort of coming up with the list for this video, this is where I came up with the last video of the series, which is the top 10 EZAs. Now, I did do a similar video only a week or two ago, where I was looking at some analysis from the Dokkan subreddit on what is the most damaging EZA. But for this one, of course, I'll be kind of just, doing my opinion on, what unit fits in what spot, right? Now, here, what I'm going to be doing is the top 10, right? And I'll do one honorable mention. But just at the start of this one, I did just want to point out, these 4 banner EZAs right here, I decided to exclude them because they're going to be on the, part of the EZA list, right? Top 10 EZAs. But these units, the SCR Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the Physical Ultimate Gohan, the Int Perfect Cell, and the Tech Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta got massive, massive buffs after their EZAs, so they are now very competent units. You can run these guys, they're all going to be quite good. I would say Cell and Super Saiyan 3 Goku are probably the best ones. See, Cell, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 category teams. You guys might know if you've watched previous videos I've done like this, going over sort of top 10s in Dokkan and stuff. I value a unit that could do a lot of things, good without, taking something off, right? So, if a unit is on a lot of teams, if the unit has a good link set, if their passive does multiple things, if they have a good leader skill, if they, stack their own attack and defense, rather than, just greatly lower enemy defense or something like that. Those are all things I sort of look for in building, sort of these top 10 lists. I do mine a little bit differently. Again, I value units that just can do a lot of stuff, right? So let's get to it. This is the top 10 units, in my opinion, of course. Let's get that out there. That you could pull from a banner that basically are not DokkanFest exclusive, and they are not LR. This also is not including, World Tournament units. I tried to avoid, Dragon Ball Hero units as well. Because, believe it or not, I think the Dragon Ball Hero unit probably could fit on here. That Super Saiyan 3 Xeno Goku is quite good. The Supreme Opie of Time is really quite exceptional. Those are units who could probably make this list at least as honorable mentions. I do think Global will get them, but since Global doesn't have them right now, I did want to avoid those. And I also avoided, the Fusions cards. But, none of the Fusions cards would really make it here anyway. Alright, so in the 10th spot, I actually have Tech Tapion. Now, maybe Tech Tapion, he's right on the cusp, right? The other unit I probably would look at, right around this spot, Physical Lord Slug, originally was my honorable mention here before I, kind of went with the EZA units instead. This Tapion lowers attack, which is helpful. He has a good leader skill for Dokkan Battlefield, sub-leader skill. That's a big, in this part of the list especially, units that have good leader skills stand out among, non-banner units you could pull, basically. This Tapion has a nice attack and defensive buff. He has a medium chance to crit, which will be, 30% or 25%. And then he changes SCR orbs to rainbow orbs. So he can do a lot of good things. He also does have, some good links with experienced fighters, Revival, Rival Duo, and Fierce Battle. On some teams, those can be very, very helpful. And then the category teams that he's on, Revived Warrior, Time Traveler, and Movie Hero, he is quite good on all 3. Remember on the Movie Hero team that LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku is present. This guy, he works decently with LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku, at least with experienced fighters, and being able to create the rainbow key spheres the way he can will be very, very good. So I like this guy as an option on the movie hero team. Him getting that third category team where he could be very valuable on definitely helps solidify his spot here as a number 10 unit. He also has a 145% 12 multiplier, which is very, very high. Usually units don't really get higher than this unless they are a DOKKANFEST or, like an LR. So that Tapion is number 10. Moving on to number 9, we have the Tech Android 18. Now, these last two spots, they're very good units. I do think we do get kind of a jump once we move up to unit number 8. Spoiler, is this Kale right here. But, this unit is very good. 18, same thing. Her leader skill is just good enough. I think you could rock her in Dokkan Battlefield as a sub-leader skill. She has a really nice effect on her super attack where she raises defense by 30% for 6 turns. So she can really stack up her defense. Even if she is a floating unit, she'll be able to stack her defense like that. Her passive skill gives her an attack and defensive buff. She changes physical key spheres to tech key spheres. And she gets an additional attack and defensive buff per key sphere obtained. Now, what makes her very powerful is the fact that she already has a nice attack and defensive buff, and then she gets stronger with more orbs, and what's even more, it doesn't have to be any particular type of orb. That's why she's so good. Nukers that can just use any type of orb, they're a lot better than nukers that are restricted, right? That's why I like Kefla. When Kefla was a Super Saiyan 1, she needed physical type orbs, correct? But then when she becomes a Super Saiyan 2 as a TUR, she then can take any type of orb to do all of her damage and get her defense. So, Kefla got that big buff. This Android 18 has it as well, where they don't need a particular type of orb. 18's links aren't great. That's the one problem with her. But she does have Turner of Power, which works very well for her on the Universal Survival Arc team, as well as representatives of Universe 7 team. She could be quite good on that representatives of Universe 7 team, because she'll be able to get a lot of extra tech key spheres out in the field for LR, Goku, and Frieza. She is probably the best Android 18 in the game, so you could definitely rock her on the Android team. She fits very well. And then, of course, on the Peppy Gals team, I've found that building a rotation of this Android 18 and Kefla is too powerful for Super Battle Road, because the two of them combined, if you have Kefla in the first spot, she changes I believe it's int type orbs to physical, and then 18 changes physical to tech, so you'll just have a whole field of tech orbs. Boom, you could give those to Kefla and she will just tear down Super Battle Road. So that's another reason I really like 18. You guys might notice this with me, but I give extra points to units who are specialists in Super Battle Road, because that's endgame content, because that's the most difficult content in the game that players are going to strive to beat. I do give extra points to units that are good there, right? Any team pretty much can beat every Dokkan event. None of that is special, but we're looking for units who could dominate in Super Battle Road. Alright, so Android 18 was number 9, 140% 12 multiplier. That's what we would expect. Number 8 is Berserk Kale. Now, Berserk Kale, right? She's a unit that I just, for whatever reason, have never really used very much, but she is monstrously powerful, and she also did just get a nice little buff with that Universe 6 category being added in, and the tech hit being added in as a leader. This Kale now could probably get some very, very high numbers, especially with Champa on rotation, and maybe if Kale is linked up with, I don't know. The one problem with Kale is, of course, her links. She doesn't have an attack link outside of Berserker, and Berserker's kind of a trash link. Yeah, it's very dumb that Kale does not have Super Saiyan, but she is still a very, very hard hitter. She can be good on all 3 of her teams, but the attack 120%, and then basically she launches a guaranteed additional, which has a 70% chance to become a super attack. Excuse me. So that almost guaranteed second super attack like that is very powerful. And remember, she has a great chance, whereas units like, Cooler and Omega, they have like pretty much a rare chance, right? Isn't it like 10% or 20% for Cooler and Omega to super on their passive? And then even the newest Broly is only at 50% for his passive, but this Kale is actually at 70%. So this Kale can rack up ridiculous amounts of damage, and of course she does have a decent enough leader skill for Dokkan Battlefield as well, and she has the 145% 12 key multiplier, which is sort of what we're seeing from these, non-Dokkan Fest exclusives as like the high end for them. Alright, so moving on to number 7, we have the Kaioken Goku right here, who came with the transforming Goku and Frieza. Now, the next couple of slots are really kind of highly contested. I ended up giving an advantage, I think, to leader skill a little bit with the next unit coming up. But this Kaioken Goku is a ridiculously powerful unit. Like, starting now, these units are really strong, and a lot of these units are also brand new. Kind of another reason I did kind of want to do this this video as part of this year-end series here, where we're looking at just units that aren't, Dokkan Fest exclusive or LR, to sort of put a spotlight on them, because all these cards are new, but they've been pretty much overshadowed by bigger units, right? But they're so good. Like, this Goku greatly raises his attack. His leader skill will be solid for Dokkan Battlefield. His passive skill, he has great attack and defensive capabilities. The more he gets hit, the harder he'll hit, which isn't really a big deal considering he has such great defense. His links, when you consider he is a shocking speed and prepared for battle unit, he becomes very interesting. I'm actually eager to test this guy out on the brand new Broly team. This guy should work very well over there, because again, just like Broly, this Kaioken Goku has both prepared for battle and shocking speed. Units that have 2 of the 3 major key links, prepare for battle, shocking speed, and over in a flash, are like exceptional units, and this Kaioken Goku is right there. 12 key multiplier, 140%, yep, pretty much what we figure. And then of course, here's one thing sort of weighing him down. He's only on 2 category teams, the Full Power and Pure Saiyan, but of course, one of them just got that monster buff with the new physical Broly. Alright, so moving on to number 6 here, we have the brand new Super Saiyan God Vegeta. Now, God Vegeta disappointed me greatly just because I thought the new God Goku is a lot better than him. So, spoiler alert, God Goku will be coming up soon here. But this Vegeta does do a lot, right? His leader skill is very good. 3 key and 100% to all stats for Super SCR. So, again, he's very solid for Dokkan Battlefield. His stack greatly raises his attack on every super, so that's good. He's just always going to get stronger throughout the fight. Then his passive skill, he gives himself 3 key, which is fantastic because he only has over in a flash. He gets an attack and defensive buff of 100%. Again, very good. Then he has a high chance to guard all attacks, a very powerful ability. And then a last extra thing he has is the high chance to stun the attack enemy if it's a movie boss category enemy. This card is already good enough that the fact that that last part of the passive only affects movie boss category enemies isn't really too big of a deal. It's just an extra added bonus, right? To sort of put it like this, it doesn't feel like they made the card and then they took one part off and said, okay, only when you're fighting movie boss category enemies. It feels to me like they made the card and then they said, okay, we'll also give them a little extra against movie boss category enemies, right? So that's good. He does have good links, but again, just only over in a flash. If they had given him prepared for battle like that Tech God Goku got, this guy would be just so good. But one thing I will say, a unit like this Vegeta, right? These units who can guard, I would rather this Vegeta have like an attack and defensive buff of 80%, but he has a 100% chance to guard against all attacks. That guard against all attacks is such a powerful ability, and if you can really count on it, if you can really rely on it, the units will become so powerful. That's why, really, the Super Saiyan 3 Xeno Goku is probably a better version of this card, right? Because he does have the ability to guard against all attacks, except his does not run out, right? Let me actually bring him up real quick. I mean, again, I wanted to kind of stay away from the Dragon Ball Hero cards, just mainly because, Global might not get these guys. But you look at him, attack and defense 80%. He gets an additional 30% when performing his super attack. From what I've seen, God Vegeta will outdamage this Super Saiyan 3 Goku right here after, about 2 super attacks. At that point, he does start doing more damage than the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And then this Goku, of course, guards against all attacks, right? Sort of similar units. I guess God Vegeta does have a better leader skill as well. This Goku does have a medium chance to stun the enemy, which I guess is solid. But, kind of similar units here. Now, God Vegeta is pretty good on all 3 of his teams. Obviously, he is an outstanding unit for the movie hero team. He's good on Pure Saiyans, and he's really good on Realm of Gods, of course. 12 for multiplier, 140%. That's, kind of what we'd expect. All around a good unit. Just, it disappointed me how much better they made the God Goku. Alright, so this is 5 right here, right? So this is SCR Final Form Frieza. SCR Final Form Frieza is ridiculous in that he can get up to like a 3 million attack stat. Now, I kind of took a little bit of points off of him just because sometimes you just can't get his full passive because he has that attack and defense 80%, which is good. That's just a baseline. And then he gets an additional 100% after he gets hit. And it only lasts for that turn. So this Frieza has to go in the first slot, and he has to be hit before he attacks in order for that to actually activate. But I have found that a good amount of the time, the enemy does not attack first, and it sort of holds this guy back. But he still can hit so hard that he does have to be recognized as a very powerful unit. Of course, greatly raising attack for 1 turn very much helps him out. He has fantastic links for the teams you would use him on. Again, one thing that did sort of hold him back a bit here is his lack of teams, right? He's on the AGL Metal Cooler team, which is highly underrated. Very good team. And he's also on the Enhanced Transformation team. Planet Namek Arc doesn't really count. Now, what's interesting about this Frieza is I believe this Frieza is actually the hardest hitter on both the Enhanced Transformation team and the Most Malevolent Clan team. So, in reality, you probably could even move this Frieza up on the list, right? I think I prioritize some of the units in front here because some of them have really good leader skills, like really amazing leader skills that would be very useful for like free-to-play players, right? Whereas this Frieza has a solid leader skill for Dokkan Battlefield, but that's about it. So, alright, that covers this Frieza. Now we move on to unit number 4, where we have Kefla. Now, I know some people probably would disagree with this, that, I'm sure a lot of people would have Kefla. I feel like a lot of people would probably have Kefla as 1, right? Now, I wouldn't even be, like, go crazy if, like, people would say, oh, you gotta get Kefla a little higher than this. Just based off her leader skill alone, being the Potara category leader, like, if we click this Potara thing right here, we'll see, here's the only Potara category leaders in the game. LR Super Vegeta, who's very difficult to obtain, and then Kefla. Many people consider the Potara team to be the best team in the game, and this Kefla is a very sort of affordable option to obtain to be the leader of one of the best teams in the game compared to LR Vegeta, who, is very difficult to get. Now, one thing that's negative, again, greatly lowers defense is such a pointless and worthless ability. So, she definitely gets a negative there. I do like her passive, though. She does change int orbs to physical orbs. She gets 12% attack and defense per key sphere obtained. She then has a 30% or 25% chance to evade enemies' attacks, which happens quite frequently, by the way. Kefla has always dodged at a good clip for me. And then, even Gogeta, same thing, where he pretty often dodges. And then Kefla also has an additional chance, additional attack, which has a high chance, 50%, to become a super attack. So Kefla is just able to do a lot, right, from her passive. She has a good link set. She's got Super Saiyan, she's got Fuse Fighter, Power Bestowed by God, Tournament of Power. Links that allow her to work very well on several different teams. And then, of course, she's the best unit on the Peppy Gals team. I would say almost probably without a shadow of a doubt. She's also on the Universal Survival Art team where she's good. The Patara team, she's really good. Full Power, I think she could work really well too. Especially now that, you can really just go like a full sort of Super Saiyan build for that. And she's also on the Universe 6 team as well. So I think that nice little buff, I would love to see what exactly this Kefla could do over there on that Universe 6 team. Her sort of linked up with, Kale or something, whatever. I don't know, Kefla, Kabe, just another Super Saiyan. And then also having Champa on the rotation would be quite big. Because that way you would have, that massive support type ability that Champa could do would be very interesting. So I do definitely like Kefla as a unit a lot, and her viability on several different teams. And she has a 140%, 5%, 12 key multiplier. Kefla is just very, very good. Alright, so the third unit we have right here is the Tech Super Saiyan God Goku. Now, this guy is brand new, and I was actually very surprised how good they made him. So he has, of course, an exceptional leader skill, Super Attack Key 3, HP Attack and Defense 100%. So he's very good for Dokkan Battlefield. He seals on Super Attack, which is a very valuable ability already that makes him very good for Super Battle Road. Sealing, in my experience, seems to be able to be used a lot more than stunning for, like main Dokkan Fest bosses and stuff like that. So I do like the fact that he's able to seal. He gives himself Key 3 and attack and defense 100%. So he'll be able to hit good, he could defend good, and he gets Key. Then he randomly changes Key Spheres to a certain type of, a Rainbow Key Sphere. So what he'll do is he'll change like all AGL spheres to Rainbow, or he'll change all physical to Rainbow, something like that. And then he also gets 7% attack per Rainbow Key Sphere obtained. What I've noticed, however, is that ability of his is a lot more useful for units around him. This guy is perfect for LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku. LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku really works incredibly well on the movie hero category team, and this God Goku is a big part of that, man, because this God Goku being around always means there's a ton of rainbow orbs. I think a good rotation to have, you could do on the movie hero team is maybe LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku plus this guy. You could do LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku plus LR Great Saiyan Man. That unit just works on the movie hero team. And if all that wasn't enough, right? He still could use the Rainbow Orbs for himself, this guy Goku, to get the extra attacking power. But he also reduces damage received by 77% when facing a movie boss's category enemy. So he's already incredible. But then when facing a movie boss category enemy, he basically won't take damage as well, which is going to be very, very helpful. I imagine they're probably going to have the movie hero category Super Battle Road have like movie boss units you're going to fight, right? Like Broly might be an opponent you fight on that stage. This guy Goku could be amazing. He's custom built to dominate Super Battle Road. And then all of this already, and then you look at his link set. Incredible. He has Over in a Flash and Prepared for Battle. Not a lot of units have that. That is ridiculous, having that. It really makes it a lot easier, on certain teams, to use things like Tech Vegeta Blue, to help out, Int Gogeta, like all the strongest, like some of these strongest units have Prepare for Battle Over in a Flash, just makes the whole team work so much better. So this God Goku is incredible, and he is like a must-use unit, like a very good sort of like low-key support type unit. But he'll be able to defend well, he can hit hard, he seals, and, he'll work very good on Realm of Gods and the movie hero team. And, of course, Pure Saiyan, you could do whatever you want on that team. This guy, Goku, is just crazy good. 12 key multiplier of 140%. I was very impressed with this unit. Moving on to number 2, we actually have Android 21. Now, Android 21, I feel like she almost kind of has flown under the radar. They made her very good, but they stopped just shy because obviously she's not a Dokkan Fest exclusive, and she is also not a LR, right? But like, just go, like, Dokkan knew what they were doing, right? In V-Jump, they showed Android 21, but they didn't actually show Android 17. So they were marketing, the banner around her, even though she's not the Dokkan Fest exclusive, which is very interesting to me. But look how good they made her, right? Just like Kefla, who has the 150% leader skill to Patara, Android 21 is a 150% leader skill for the Android category team, which low-key is a good team. I would say they just need one more hard hitter, but the team is just, like, you're not going to ever have to use items. They all heal. They all have good defense. A very solid team. Now, 21, she heals on super attack, which is huge. The 10% heal is always very good. Then, from her passive, she gives herself ki. She has an attack and defensive buff of 90%. She lowers enemies' attack and defense by 20% for 2 turns, so it's actually something that can stack, which can be very useful. She transforms. She also has a good link set with things like Metamorphosis, Big Bad Bosses, Fear and Faith, Fierce Battle. She'll work very good on a villain team or a team like the Enhanced Transformation team. She is definitely a top-tier unit because she's going to work good with what? In Janemba, the Cell units, all those units she'll work really good with. And then she's on 3 category teams. Again, the full power team just got such a massive buff. All of these units on that category can now have, like, new, like, sort of hardest hitting, like, highest attack stats. So I'm gonna try and cover this for a lot of these new units. LR Gohan, Android 21, LR Beerus, Tech Beerus. A lot of these units are gonna have their highest attack stats over on that Broly team. This Android 21 probably will as well. Yeah, I would think so, because of Turles' presence will give a bigger attack buff than she would on the Android category team. And then, of course, she's got the 12 multiplier of 145%, very good. And she could transform after 4 turns if HP is 50% or above, which really is not that hard. 30% chance right there. And she's really good, obviously, when she transforms. She lowers attack and defense. Her attack and defensive buff go up to go up from 80% to 130%. She recovers 13% HP now. She disables enemy guard when performing a super attack. Like, she just does a lot, and her links are still very good. So Android 21 is an exceptional unit. Now, I feel like 2, 3, and 4 are very much interchangeable, right? Like, I went with 21 at 2, God Goku at 3, Kefla at 4, maybe even Frieza at 5. Like, I feel like these 4 are just very, very close. They're all very good. They're all very new, too, except for Kefla. Kefla's been around for a while, but the rest are quite new, and they're all exceptionally good. Now, number 1. Can you guys think of what number 1 is? It's the new EZA Broly. This guy, this is the first time they've done this, where they release a brand new unit on a banner you could summon for, and they immediately EZA him. They turned this Wrathful Broly from a unit that would have been very good, low-key a good option, to what I feel like is the best card in the game that's not an LR or a Dokkan Fest exclusive. He's just redonkulous. It's very easy for him to hit about a 3 million attack stat on that Broly team with very minimal effort. Like, he is a true monster. And then going through everything he could do, look at his leader skill is incredible. Pure Saiyan category Ki 3, HP, attack, and defense 120%, or Extreme AGL, Ki 3, and 100% the stats. So he really is a huge buff to Extreme AGL, and them taking place in Dokkan Battlefield. This guy is, like, exactly what Extreme AGL needed, especially because, again, I do really like using the type teams like that in Dokkan Battlefield. It does tend to work very, very good. And this guy, that Pure Saiyan category team, Turles is on there. Great Ape Turles is on there. LR Majin Vegeta is on there. So this Broly is going to give additional buffs. Like, he's going to give them the same sort of thing as what, like, Android 21 would do. Because Super Android 17 is what I meant to say. Yeah, Android 21. But, before, usually it would be like, you do Super 17 and then maybe LR Majin Vegeta as a sub-leader skill. Now, this Broly, for sure, very, very good. Then on super attack, he does Supreme, but he raises his attack and defense for 3 turns, so he can stack that. He gives himself 1 key at the start of turn, which is helpful. Then attack and defense 70%. He gets 20% defense with every attack performed, and 20% attack with every attack received. When his passive is completely at maximum, he will have a 150% attack and defensive buff, making him a monster. He can't take damage, and he's going to be dishing out a ton of damage. Then his links, he has really good links as well. Prodigy, Shocking Speed, Prepare for Battle, Fierce Battle. Perfect for that, Broly full power plus movie boss team. This guy is a great unit to use over there, even despite all the DokkanFest exclusives that are on that team, right? The fact that he has Shocking Speed and Prepared for Battle, it's just so big. I constantly talk about the units that have 2 of those 3 key links. This guy is one of them. The only negative is, of course, only really 2 teams. The movie boss team, the new Broly team, or the Pure Saiyan team. But this guy, he's just so unreal in what he provides that I had to overlook that and put him at the top spot here. 12 key multiplier of 140%, which isn't really that bad, but it goes to show how crazy he is despite that. So to go over the list again, we got Tech Tapion as 10, Android 18 as 9, we have Berserk Kale as 8, we have Physical Kaioken Goku as 7, we have Super Saiyan God Vegeta as 6, we have SCR Final Form Frieza as 5, we have Super Saiyan 2 Kefla as 4, we got the Tech Super Saiyan God Goku as 3, we got Android 21 as 2, and the brand new Wrathful Broly as number 1, who is truly an exceptional unit. Go ahead and let me know what you guys thought. I'm sure a lot of people, Kefla is probably the one spot people would disagree with, but I personally don't see any way you could put Kefla above Broly. Like, sure, if you want to say Kefla's better than the 21, I could probably see where you're going with that. If you want to say she's better than the God Goku, again, I could probably see where you're going with that. But this Broly, I don't, none of these other units compete with this Broly on this list. I'm sorry. It's just, his EZA is way too powerful. So let me know what y'all thought. Let me know, if you're on Global, how excited are you for the Broly or the Tech God Goku or what? Let me know all this stuff. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.